Okay, don't have much of a statement here or an opening. Just to say that the first day was really good. It was, you could see they leveled up. Guys studied and really knew the execution was good for the first day for sure. You can see that preparation really paid off for that. And that's outstanding by those guys. And really, this whole process is going to be learning our team. We're just trying to learn our team so we can understand the skill sets we have, the continuity of each group. Different personnel groups on offense, defense, different, personnel groups in special teams, and just really know our team by the end of this whole thing. And really, why are we doing that? So we could get the skill sets in the right position, okay? So we can leverage those skill sets, okay, to find our winning formula. That's what we're doing here. So you'll see some different combinations during the course. Of course, the personnel groups, you'll see that with receivers, but even on the offensive line, you'll see a little bit of that. You'll see different rush groups in there, because 4 equals 1 when you're rushing the quarterback. And so we'll do a lot of that during this process. And what that does is that gets experience and exposure for all these guys, okay, especially the quarterback, right? We're going to give him variations of all coverage, all blitz, everything he sees, fronts, and everything he's going to see during the course of the year. And that's by design, so he gets that exposure and experience to that. And that was my point yesterday, really about talking about, hey, the preseason reps are important. I know everybody's, preseason bugaboo on that, like, holy Moses. Okay, but, however, those are important. Like I said, equally important because, you get to see different skill sets and all that, but it's probably going to be a little bit vanilla, but you'll see the speed and all that other stuff. And our joint practice versus Cincinnati is going to be awesome. That's another opportunity. But the practice against our guys is the bulk of it. And that's going to be fun to see. And I told our guys yesterday, we need to have elite competition during this camp. And the way to do that is you have to take care of your body first so you can be available and out there, right? So the schedule is good for those guys. They can take the morning, get on the tables with the strength staff and the performance staff to get their bodies right, and then take the evening also during that process to get ready. Because we need everybody available to have that elite competition. So, questions?
What for preseason reps?
What's that?
So for preseason reps, with Caleb, trying to balance out what he needs versus maybe some of your vets don't need and probably don't want it.
That is a balancing act. That's a great question, Herb. It is a balance. You talk about a guy, for example, like Keenan, who's been playing for a long time. Is he going to get reps? We'll just have to discuss that. You know what I mean? And but you're always looking at the line, right? The protection part of it. That's the big piece of it, and we'll just see where it is.
We might think of Caleb catching his own pass.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, right?
Catch it well, or should he?
Yeah. He played. I think when he's told me the other day. I said, "Man, you got a body. His body looks like a big safety, right? Almost. And I said, "Well," he goes, "I played running back." And then he said, "I also played linebacker." I said, "Oh, geez." I said, "You must be a tough guy." So. But he's a tough guy, and he's got good quickness. You saw that right there. He got good quickness. Obviously, good athlete.
On the other side of that, the instincts for Dexter to have this. I think he's the one who tipped the pass.
I don't know if he actually tipped it. Dexter's like as big as a mountain, so it might have hit him right. Might have hit him right in the chest, I think.
Matt, Ryan didn't mention Gerald Everett yesterday. Was that an unexpected thing that popped up after?
No, it wasn't. It was something that we knew from training. It was from training, and we'll see where it goes. It's day to day. We'll see where it goes. It's not nothing major. So, that's where it is.
And we saw some Larry Borum at left tackle today. Was Braxton limited?
Yeah, so we got a couple guys that'll be limited to start. It'll be T.J. Edwards, okay, and it'll be Braxton. And that's also from the summer training. But we'll see where that goes. It's nothing major. You see, I saw them out there and walk through. They're moving around, so they're close. So we don't know how long that's going to be. The training staff will decide that.
Do you expect to roll that one?
We do. Yeah, we do. But again, that could, when you're flying to someplace, there's a thing called air traffic control. So it's like he may get delayed, it may get canceled. So that may happen.
When you've talked to your guys about leading from the front, what does that mean to you, and how does it show itself in what you want?
Yeah, so I talked to the 3 things that I talked to the guys about that when leading from the front is, first of all, you got to be able to perform at an elite level. So leading from the front, if you're the head chef, guess what? You got to know how to cook, right? You got to be able to perform and do your job, at an elite level. So that's number one. The second thing is to be able to compete. We want people that are alpha in terms of the competing. alpha in your room, alpha in the league, and let's go compete at the highest level. And the last thing is be a great teammate. You know, you have to be able to do a lot of things to be a great teammate. You know, you have your private conversations where you're encouraging somebody, or maybe you're challenging them, and maybe it's in front of everybody sometimes. You got to be able to ebb and flow and have the instincts to be a great leader. So really, those are the three things we talked about.
Looking for specific guys to do that, or is that kind of a universal?
No, I am looking for specific guys, and I have conversations with each one of those guys, and I have conversations with the guys that are emerging leaders too. You know, I'll bring them in my office, we'll talk, and we'll talk about what that means for where you are right now, and then because you're always in the development phase as a coach, you're developing obviously the skill sets and all those things, and the fundamentals and knowing the scheme and all that. But more importantly, you got to lead from the inside out. If our team's going to be strong, it's got to be strong from the inside out, and then you got to develop those guys that are just coming in, the young guys, as leaders as well.
Man, what specifically have you guys done to mold Montez Sweat from being a very good pass rusher, but to become the type of pass rusher that you guys want to fit all of your criteria, including conditioning and things like that?
Yeah, he came back in great condition. That's the number one thing. He looks like he's in great shape. Conditioning test today at practice, which that's the first thing. So that he can put more good reps together and stack those reps, be out, whatever it is, 8, 10, whatever it needs to be, where we want him to go to. Because really for him, it's about getting that consistent get off. Because once he does that, it's over. So I think when he does that, he's going to be elite and be dominant.
Does anyone stand out? Of the emerging leaders that you just named? Is anyone catching your eye?
Yeah, I mean, they're emerging, so I just want to see who will grow into it. But yeah, I'm not going to name names, but it's throughout the whole team. I think I always said the first rule of leadership is leading yourself. Be the great example, okay, that you want to see in your teammates, and that goes in family life too. Be the great example of what you want to see in your family, and I tell them that same thing as well. But yeah, there's several guys that are there.
Matt, you said everyone leveled up over the summer. Caleb specifically, where did you see him level up?
Yeah, just a general operation, right? First of all, we gave him a lot, during the spring, so, and then in the summer, same thing. So formation, motion, understanding a concept, run kills, killing it to run, killing it to pass, alerts, all those things were a couple levels up, and you could see it. And how do you see it? You see it in the execution. They were in and out of the huddle. I think we only had one today where they weren't, and it was much better.
Yeah, when you watch practice or when you watch film of practice, how can you tell that you're getting elite competition this year that perhaps you didn't, that was different from what you saw last year?
Yeah, you'll be able
How do you tell the difference?
you'll be able to feel it. You'll be able to feel it. It's something that's palpable. You'll be able to feel it when you're out there. You'll see it. You just got to be able to. It'll be Keenan going against DJ going against one of them corners. You'll see it in the pass rush. You'll see it. And we're going to really foster that and making sure. And the guys want to. They want to do that because they know that to get ready for the first game, we're going to have to be sharp. And so that's a big part of that is that competition.
Yeah, that spot,
understanding
is
there's
that
gonna be-
spot where you see the biggest difference? The spot you just mentioned, wide receivers going against corners. You have potential Pro Bowl talent or Pro Bowl talent going against Pro Bowl talent at those positions.
Yeah, that would be my answer. Yeah,
That's the most drastic difference you see?
honestly, yeah, that's it. Because when it gets like that, because you have guys that are in that position, they're in that position for a reason. Why are they that way? Well, first of all, when you talk about elite guys like that, they're very, how do I say it? Very comfortable in their own skin. They have very good clarity of who they are, right? And so when that happens, they're able to really understand, okay, here's where my weaknesses are, but here's how I can fix them, okay? And then I can even look over to the other side and say, hey, here's where the limitations of this other player is, okay? Because they're comfortable in their own skin, be able to do that and critique themselves. But they're also believing themselves at a very high level, and that's where the competition comes. So it's going to be exciting to watch.
Understanding there's going to be rotating and competition at center. What do you like about Bates in that spot, and in particular alongside Caleb, as young quarterback step?
Yeah, we ask our centers to have really good movement skills, and be very intelligent. Movement skills in such a way because we run a lot of inside, outside zone. We're jumping to the second level to the linebackers, so they got to be able to get on them and stick on them and stay. So he has that. And then the ability to make the calls, right, move the protections, when need be, communicate, be a great communicator, and that's what Batesy does.
Ma'am, a schedule question for you. We didn't see Family Fest at Soldier Field on the camp schedule this year. What went into the decision to not have that?
Concert, I believe. I believe it was a concert. you know. I wish that we had it. I love that experience, you know, because it's great for the players to be able to get in there and do that, you know. So just didn't work with the Hall of Fame game and where the schedule fit and how the sequencing of practices and days off worked out this year.
Are you saying, just to clarify, there was one day where it would have fit your schedule? And that day it was?
No, I think it was a couple. I think it was a couple days. That was way back when we were putting the schedule together, so I don't actually remember all the particulars, but I think it was a couple days.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, you guys have a good day.